Winter housing is upon us. Just brought the first heifers back. They're in the top shed at the minute. We're going to take this down to the beef shed where we've done all the modifications to and bed up. Got a pretty minging bale. It came off the front of the silage pit there. That'll be opened up later. Go and put this bale down, and I'll have to put 2 bales down there, one each side of the shed. And then we'll run some of the cattle that are in the top shed, that are going to live in the bottom shed, down, so that we got the room in the top shed for the cows. So let's get to it. So down at the shed, I'm just going to shut the feed passage doors because they are currently in the way. You should slot in there. Nice one. Need you. Done it the wrong way around. That one's got the tab on it. 1, 2, 3. So at the moment, this shed's had the automatic scrapes taken out, and at the end there's some grids for the dung to fall into. Then it gets pushed into a midden on the far end of the shed. The new grids haven't been made up yet to drive over, so I'm going to have to back all the way down and drive back up, blowing it as we come. But once the grids are made, we'll be able to drive down that side and blow it in, and then do a loop and drive out down this side and blow it in. It should be as easy as that. And then once we bed it up, put some silage in the wagon and feed the cows we're going to put in here. So let's get going. First bale in, not too bad, probably a bit light in some areas, but when there's no straw in there to start with, it just blows it about. I don't want to waste this straw. Oh, there's an adjustable spanner as well. We'll take that one with us, new spanner. At some point I'll do a whole winter routine video, so I won't put it all on today. Just make sure here that there's nothing in the rotor on the straw chopper for when we put the next bale in. It just keeps it free so that when you start it up, it's not under any load, and hopefully will stop us breaking shear bolts. Fingers crossed. I've been taught the art of loading the straw chopper with a new bale. I've not done myself any favours where I've parked the straw chopper 2 here, really. Basically, I'll slide it down without hitting that plate, like so. And then at some point it will just slide off like that. Lift the spikes out. Back we go. Just park the Manitou in the shed here for the minute because we'll want it again to feed in a moment. Nice one. So obviously once we put the bale in, we need to cut the strings. So what I'm going to do is hopefully reach into the bale as far as I can without having to get anywhere near it, because it looks a bit minging. If I can find my pocket knife, that would be good. It's for that side. Nice. They're alright once you get them started. It's getting them started that's the pain. I don't want to touch the end that's all horrible. It's all about knowing where the knots are. If you cut the knots and they're right under the middle of the bale, then it's not very easy. But got string in this one, plastic in this one, and that will go off for recycling along with all these fertilizer bags. That's on the list of jobs to do. For today we're worrying about getting the cattle in, so we'll go bed up this side and then we'll get the feeder out. So this is the box here. It's pretty simple to use. You've got your buttons that operate the bed, your buttons that operate the spout, the flap on the top to keep the straw pushed down, the back door to tip up, and then an on-off button. So we turn it on and you see a little green lights come on the display on the machine. If I press the on button again, it goes to a 0 and it's red. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the spout up a bit. So that's ready. Now if you remember, I left the rotor clear on the machine, so when I start it up like so, it will start itself up fairly easy under no pressure. Put a few revs on the machine, and then to turn the bed on, press this one here. So that the bed is now live, but it's not actually moving. And then where the 0 is there on the display, if I press the bed up 1, now goes to a number 1, so that is the speed of the bed. So that's how this machine works, and then you just control it wherever you want it to go as you drive down through. I don't really fancy going out in that, if I'm being honest. Perhaps I'll jump in the Manitou and drive up the office and get my coat, and then go from there. So I just went and put my coat on, but I've decided I'd better put my leggings on as well. It is rowing it down. The cattle will be happy that they're indoors. Cattle are in the shed. It smells really nice in here. It's that like fresh, don't know what you call it, fresh straw smell. We'll go with that. Don't make a break for it, cow. Oh, quicker than lightning over 10 yards, me. So the bigger group have got 3 pens, smaller group have got 2 pens. Next job is to feed them. So go back to the silage pit, get the wagon out of the shed, put the shear grab on, and put some grub in it. I'll shut this door whilst I'm here. Don't need to go down that passageway anymore today. So halfway through loading the wagon, just gonna put some minerals in. Just chuck this on top of the silage. That'll mix in with the rest of it as it's got time to mix. We've got to put a couple more grabs of silage in yet. I've been feeding about 1,300 for the Techno group. Of course there's the heifers now as well, which are a bit bigger in size. So just under 3 tonne I reckon. So that's just under 3 tonnes, so we'll go with that. They'll be happy to see us. It is nearly lunchtime after all. There it is, so it's a fairly full load. So that's having a good old mix. Lovely silage. That'll get the minerals mixed around with it. I'm just going to leave that mixing for 5 minutes. I just got to set a couple gates up for John because he's got the Hereford cattle coming home from Rowden. So by the time I've set those gates up for him and got back to the wagon, that'll be mixed. And I can still feed then, even if the cows turn up. Back to the feeder wagon and in with the grub. There's no good place to mount you in the 6.6, so we'll put you down on the shed here somewhere. Running out of battery. Running out of battery. Right, we're rapidly losing daylight. Phil's just over starting to feed the new platform cattle. He's had a bit of trouble with one escaping or something, so I'm going to head over there and help him feed up, and then we're done for the night. All the Hereford group and the technos in the beef shed down the bottom, all the far away group to run home tomorrow or box home tomorrow. The heifers are in and they're happy, so weaning has begun. So it'll be a bit noisy for a couple of days, but always is. GoPros don't work very well in the dark, do they? Forgot that. We'll go see what he says. We're going to find the man. So we're back over at the research half of the farm where all the research cattle stay. So these are the first few that have been weaned off of the groups that we brought home today. The rest of their mates will join them tomorrow when we bring the rest of them home. Oh, he's taking the tyres off a bit. Good man. Good man. We've got 2 of the 3 pits open here. So you've got one more to do just there. I've got a load of mats on the front of the handler here before tonight. We just go in a pile here, sort them out another time. This shear grab is absolutely excellent. It's fairly new. It's got a sharp blade. Put away properly. Cuts through it like butter. Look at that. But yeah, I'll probably end the video here, chaps. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't, then please think about subscribing to the channel. Leave a like on the video. And any comments you might have, I'd love to hear them, and I always try and respond to them. So I'll see you on the next one, guys.